So, hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well. This is Anish back at you. So, I'm really happy to report that week three is done and our smart travel stop application is good to go at this particular point. Again, these are all just proof of concepts that I'm building, and they're not exactly production level applications, but it is good enough to show a demo to a potential employer and show them how something like a GitHub CI/CD pipeline works and how we can use that to deploy and amplify application on AWS. So this whole application was all about finding travel stops between two places. Let's say you're taking a road trip. What are the optimal places that you can stop at to get some rest, to go to restrooms that are clean, that are highly reviewed, and that have high ratings as well. And so I should mention, right, in this day and age, everybody's talking about AI, and all these big models and bedrock agents and, just agents in general. This is one of those places where I didn't really need any LLMs. In fact, LLMs will probably perform worse than what we have here. And so sometimes just a good algorithm in the back end was the focus of this work, where we have a scoring mechanism of how good a place is rated, how many ratings does it have, is it going to be in an optimal location. So we tried building an algorithm that gives us really good results compared to what I think LLMs might not be. We could do a prompt for an LLM and say, tell me the five best stops to stop between Washington DC and Atlanta in this particular case, and it might come up with five different locations and we can find some restroom stops there. But I wanted to just showcase that sometimes, using AI, when I say AI, I mean LLMs, okay? Because all of this is, technically within the realm of AI, because I'm still using an API and it's a rule based API. But sometimes you should remember that one chart where rule based any algorithms are typically, they are going to um, be very good. And sometimes, because there is no stochasticity in it, we are specifying rules and these are going to be rules that are going to be followed. And here, for example, when I say optimal stops, what we were doing was, we were not saying every 1 hour find a stop or something like that, right? We were finding out radiuses and finding out optimal stop that was doing a trade-off with the scoring model and coming up with a good stop in between. And so just sort of think about such opportunities as well when you're building solutions. And every week we sort of take a twist into doing something new. So this week the twist was, we were doing a full CI/CD pipeline. First of all, the twist was it's a web app, and we were doing a CI/CD pipeline through GitHub and GitHub Actions. And the last thing that I showed was, let's say if we are doing a road trip between Washington DC and Seattle, Washington, right? So it's a very long distance, and for you to hit the Places API on Google Maps and come up with a result, you will end up with a timeout issue on API gateway. And so we looked at how we can get over that particular issue with the help of a polling lambda function, and have an asynchronous processing with different API calls. And we used Event Bridge in that particular case to trigger an event into our backend main lambda function. And that was sort of the twist we looked at this week. And again, this is a web application. This is not a mobile application like I've normally been doing. And I do want to say that, let's say if I let me do a short demo. If I wanted to take a road trip between Boston, Massachusetts, and let's say New York. Let's see if it comes up with something. Typically, if it's less than 1 hour or 2 hours, it won't come up with anything because that's not going to be a good rest stop along the way. So here it's basically coming up with a Sam's Club gas station in New Wington. It's suggesting as a stop for a 4 hour road trip, and it's saying 1 hour. I'm sorry, one stop is good enough, and it's almost right in the middle. And so you can actually go ahead and choose something, and before your trip starts, map it to this particular place, and then um, carry on with your journey. Hopefully, this application was exciting to a lot of you. And if you're not familiar with Amplify or Event Bridge or some of these AWS services, please take a look at the videos, and hopefully that will help you gather some more insight into how we can use AWS on the back end to be able to achieve a goal such as this particular application I will be taking down very soon, just because the Places API that I use from Google Maps is a very pricey API service, and I don't want too many requests coming that way, because it'll really jack up my bill. So pardon me if this week's application, if you do try going to this Amplify app, it doesn't work. The last step I didn't show is you can front this Amplify app with the Route 53. You can put a username password authentication, which on the back end goes to a Cognito managed system. And so there are a lot of more improvements that you can do here. Again, in this map, you can make it like right now I have to scroll with the control, and you have to go down here back and forth. So a lot of front end things that could be done, but hopefully you get the idea. And so week 3 is done. I do want to say that our week 2 application LayoverGenie is live on the App Store. So do download it and check it out as well. Again, it's a MVP. It's not even a full MVP, but you can try, and hopefully the APIs get activated and it works. And the week before that, we had CableSnap, which is also live on the App Store. So you can see that these are some applications that we have been building, but mostly it is about the architecture and the code and everything that is going to be um, hopefully the useful part for all of you. I should also say that a lot of people are coming to this channel, and I don't know if I'm satisfying the goals that I started with, but I'm really hoping that everyone's finding some use out of what I'm presenting here. And I am finding a lot of fun building things like this. And hopefully, you have something as well to build along these lines and showcase to a potential employer. These days in the market, it's not getting any easier. And so when you go to an employer, it's always good to have something tangible to show and demonstrate that I have worked on this. And like in this particular app, I have committed something to GitHub. I've used a CI/CD pipeline. And so this is a fully scalable, highly available, all those good things start coming in. And so, with that, hope you all have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow, I'll introduce what we are going to do next week. I might also take a break for one day for some family time. But if not, stay tuned. And on Friday, we'll have a fun Friday where I'm planning to talk to one of our graduates for whom I was a cloud coach for, and see what he's up to. And maybe that might be a little bit of motivation for some of you trying to get started with the project. All right. So with that, have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you soon.